So, speeding forward a little bit in my existence, I came to the United States when I was about 8 years old with my father. My grandmother had migrated to the U.S. Along with several of my other relatives, and we were all in, at least some of us were in California. Um, I had other relatives who were also in California. So my grandmother moved in close, closer proximity to them to start a new life. After she came, I came with my father. I was 8. However, when I came, I was dealing with a lot of um, abuse. Um, that wasn't just physical, I was dealing with a lot of mental abuse that caused me to not speak too much. And when I went to school, I was damn near nonverbal um, most of the time. As a result of that, the teachers became real suspicious, and I started spending my lunchtime either with my teacher. There were I ended up in like an ESL type class, not yeah, like an ESL type class. There were two teachers in the class. If I wasn't with one of those teachers, I was pretty much in the principal's office with either the principal or the his secretary. I ate my lunch most of the times. I remember eating it at his desk, and I think from right off the bat they recognized that there was something um, different about me, as well as different about my disinterest in speaking to people. As a result of that, um, they had several conversations in my class about abuse and recognizing what abuse looks like. And I remember this flat out. And they told all the students what was acceptable behavior and what was not acceptable behavior, and how to recognize if you were abused and what you should do if you are being abused. This happened, I think I was in the second grade when, um, when that happened. So, from hearing and understanding and knowing what the principal and the teachers said about that, I ended up speaking up to them about the things in my life that I felt were abuse. And from that, I did end up calling 911. Um, but at that point, the teachers already knew, and so did the principal, because I had reported it to them. Um, which was the suggestion of my teacher and my principal. Now, when I did that, my father was very took offense to me saying that I was abused. Um, Not just because I was accusing him of abuse, but realizing now is that he took offense because I was standing up for myself and calling him out on what was happening, because the things that I was pointing out weren't just the physical abuse, because that was happening with my uncles as well. Like, um, the abusive crap that especially West Indians deal with. This is a problem I've noticed across West Indian, Middle Eastern, um, Asians, Jews. We all seem to have this nasty um, connection of males wanting dominion over women, Muslims too. And I'm not talking about it to target anyone in particular. I'm talking about it because I can speak on it. And I'm of these circles and raised around these circles, a part of these circles genetically as well. Experienced them in other lifetimes. As a result of this abuse, I was able to remember some of it, so I'm speaking on it. But West Indians and Middle Eastern, especially in my bloodlines, I'm speaking for myself, men do not or have not been respectful towards children. Um, Girl children were not the desired type of child to have, especially as a firstborn child. My father didn't like that, and I was treated quite disregarding as a result of being born a female. Like, I'm a girl, and he wanted a boy. I have seen that sort of thing in in generations before me. I look at grandparents and how the females in the bloodline were treated in comparison to the males in the bloodline, and it's the same pattern of disregard. I noticed, for instance, how my grandfather treated my cousins, treated his daughters, and it's the same type of thing. The problem was that I wasn't having it, and I spoke up about it, and I had the audacity to refer to it as abuse, and that within Caribbean sets, it seems not to be respected because I guess you're not supposed to talk about it, and you're not supposed to accuse someone of doing the thing that they are actually doing, which is abuse. If you're doing something onto someone that is unkind and they don't like it, it is what it is. So that's where that that portion stemmed from. Now, when I spoke up, I ended up calling 911. My father got upset. It was close to the end of the school year, and he reached out to one of my aunts and made plans to send me to her, traffic me to her. Now, my aunts, my father's side, he has two sisters, and when I was in California, I was around one of his sisters, and the aim was to send me to the other sister. Now, that in itself created additional mumbo jumbo bull, because both of his sisters, they don't like each other, and they're two of the same types of people, witches. Let's call it for what it is. And they don't like each other, and they always competed. And they compete about anything and everything because they don't like each other. And when I was born, they both competed for me as if I was their child. And they, even in California, I would go around and you would have thought that I was my aunt's child. And me being sent to my other aunt was offensive to my aunt that was in California. And that created additional bad vibes, witchy, literal witchcraft behavior on both their parts because they were in competition from their childhood. And now, don't go feeling sorry for my father in this situation because he's all about the war life. My uncles, my family in general are about that life. I have family who I was raised in a group that participate in different spiritual beliefs as well as different beliefs for or towards the government. I have individuals who are in the police force, individuals who are in the military, and individuals who participate in forms of war and I would let's call it standing in line, right? In other ways, which is they're warlords. It is what it is. It's either they're aligned with the police, aligned with the military, or they're aligned through dark arts as warlords or aligned with warlords. And this has just always been to what I know because it's just it is what it is in my bloodlines, and it isn't just this current lifetime. It's always been. And also there are spiritual leaders as well as teachers as well as spiritual teachers. That has also, I'm learning, always been not just one side of my family, but both. Both of my family. And that played a role in the situation.